In this video, we're going to show you how to make colors, patterns, and ingredients that you can later use in your systems. After logging in, the home screen should look like this. On the left is a settings cogwheel where we can then add in colors. If I wanted to add a new color, I would hit new and then type in a color such as B317 or maybe purple. Once I add this new color, it will be added to my library of colors that I've already created. Then we're going to add patterns. The same way you added a color, you would just type in new and possibly create a name like spots. So I have 1/16 inch, ashlar slate, basket weave, spots, things such as that. Then we'll create an ingredient. I'm going to create a new ingredient by touching new. And when you open it up, you'll see the space for a name. In this case, I'm using epoxy base coat. The coverage area, 200 square foot. I'm getting 200 square foot per this unit. And in this case, it's a gallon. And the purchase price of $48.69 per gallon. Now, epoxy base coat may be used in different systems where I get different coverage areas. And so in this case, we named it epoxy base coat 123 system. At this point, we would open up our color options and assign whatever colors are available for this specific ingredient. Black, dark tan, medium gray. And we can say, well, we don't really make tan anymore, so we'll take that out. Later on, when we're making systems, them ingredients can then be used. In this Coatings Estimator video, we're going to show you how to create systems. So on your home screen, up on the top left, there is a cogwheel for settings. And then you'll see the option for systems. To create a new system, we would hit the word new. In this case, I'm going to create a system, open a system that's already been created, like rustic concrete wood. First thing you're going to do is name the system, such as rustic concrete wood. In this case, interior. We now know whether or not the system is active. So for some reason, if you wanted to inactivate this and not see it as an option on your estimate screen, later you could just move to false. We then also have the option whether we would like to share this with our teams. The system price is $8 per square foot. This is the price that we are going to charge the customer while we're estimating for them. Now we open up our ingredient screen, which we previously made all these different ingredients. And we go through and we select the ingredients that we would need to create this system, such as the high density resin mixed with texture, grout coat. We're mixing this with 9 quarts of mixed resin per bag of texture. Then we click the texture coats. We also have the high density resin mixed with 7 quarts of resin. This will be for our top coat. We have our black mineral pigments, our buff mineral pigments, our epoxy neat coat for sealing, our wood floor stain, and our 1/4 inch stencil tape. Over here we have units. For example, if we was going to use double the amount of that tape, we could just click 2 units and we'd multiply that by 2. We also have notes so we can put in extra information, such as typically we'll do 4 parts amber mixed with 1 part spark brown. And when we get done, we save. And that is how you make systems in the Coatings Estimator. Now that you've added your systems, your colors, your ingredients, and your patterns, you're ready to go out and give an estimate. So let's say the phone rings. We click on leads. We'll go here to new leads. In this scenario, let's say it's Bill testing video. So Bill testing video has called. He wants to set up a date of, let's say, 5/18/2015 to see you. And if he had a company name, we could place it here. At this point in time, we could also add Bill's phone number in, 555-555-5555. And Bill was calling you from his office phone. We can type in his email, bill@testing.com. And the best time to call Bill, he likes to be called in the evening. Good opportunity to ask Bill how he heard about you. He said he saw your Facebook ad. And how can we help? Garage floor. All right, Bill, what's your address? And that would be 555 Test Street. That's in Test, Ohio. And zip code 76800. His address type is at his home. And we can also decide at this point if we want to share, and we'll teach you how to share in a later video. Now, once we have got all Bill's information, we could save right there. Or in this case, Bill's telling us a little bit more about his garage. And we're going to call it his Man Cave Garage. And Bill's always wanted to do his Man Cave Garage. And I took the opportunity to say, hey, Bill, how long is your garage, you know? Well, yeah, it's about 40 feet. And how wide is it, Bill? About 25. And at this point in time, we're doing some of the same features that we could actually add in the estimate. So what kind of system are you interested in, Bill? Well, I heard about your Graniflex, he might say. Or, well, this is my man cave. I really like the rusted concrete wood. Once we select the system, we'll be able to see the coverage calculated automatically from the 40 times 25 square feet equaling 1,000 square feet. The amount of money per square foot that we're charging Bill and Bill's total amount that he would owe if he decided to do this system. Well, let's just say that in this case, Bill was a good friend and we wanted to lower that amount. We could do that right there. Or maybe the coverage area was large enough that anytime we're over 1,000 feet, one of our pricing rules is that we'll do it for $7 a square foot. And so we can hit OK and click that right there. If we was, say, in front of Bill at his house, we could do that without him hardly even noticing. Let's say Bill also said his basement was needing done, and so we know that we have a basement to look at when we get there. And go ahead and save. There. Now we scheduled the date for Bill, and he is now should be in the active estimates. And so now it's time to go to Bill's house. We show up at Bill's house, and we have Bill's estimate ready to go. First thing I do when I go there is I take some pictures. And in your iPad or on your phone, you should be able to use this and take the pictures just by simply clicking the picture icon and then being able to capture the image of the areas that you're measuring right there into the picture. And it will then add it into the estimate. We could put some notes about the picture here. saying we promised Bill that we would pressure wash his house while we were there, or promise that we would fix his cracks or what have you. And then we could save that as well and add new notes. So if we go back to the systems, we can see that we have the man cave still there. And now we're sitting there, and after we looked at that, turns out that there's no way with the shape the concrete's in that we could do it for such a price. And so, or maybe Bill was wrong about his square footage, and so we get here, we measured up. Turns out it was 30 square feet, and then we want to go back to our original price for whatever reason, and we can do that. Now, if we hit the plus button here, we should see what ingredients that we need for Bill's job. And that'll be nice because tonight when I go home, I'll be able to spend time with my family rather than doing the math on seeing what ingredients I need. And we can also decide maybe what kind of colors or patterns that we're going to apply to this job. And only the options that we have created for this specific ingredient will be available. And so then we can save that. However, let's say we're at the estimate and we want to see, well, how much does this cost me? I kind of installed a secret button here. And in case you're going to show your customer all of this information, we did not want them to see this without you wanting them to. You click this amount button, and all of a sudden it's going to total up all of the cost for this exact amount of ingredients. So this resin is 1.29 units. In this case, the unit would be a gallon. And this resin is 1.29, I'm sorry, it would be 5 gallons in this case. It would be 1.29 units, and so we know that that's what the price is. Of course, when buying resin, you have to buy it in 2 units, so keep in mind that this is not for purchase order. This is just simply so you can know the exact job cost you have in material. While looking at this ingredient cost of $2,135.17, we might decide that, well, hey, you know what? We have $9,600 here. We could do it a little less for Bill. We could go ahead and do it for $7 after all. At that point in time, the square foot price changes and it automatically calculates it to the $8,400. We're going to unclick the amount minus some ingredients so we can show Bill, well, Bill, here's what we have here. Your price at $7 a foot, and it's $8,400. And we could hit save to save these changes. We also remember that Bill had a basement, so we can add in Bill's basement and go through there and take a look at any other systems Bill might want. Now at this point in time, we talked to Bill. He says he loves it and he wants to go ahead and get on the schedule. So we click up here to Bill's name. We move this from status, from estimate to current, and when we hit save, this then will take Bill from estimates, and Bill will now be residing in our current projects that we have to do. And this is how you create an estimate in the Coatings Estimator.